everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about beauty sponges. My girlfriend picked up her very first beauty blender and had some questions on how to use it. So I thought it was a great opportunity for me to record a video and just kind of give you my tips and tricks on how I use the beauty sponge. So today I have two beauty sponges. I have the beauty blender and then I have the Real Techniques beauty sponge. They have so many on the market right now, but I felt that these two are the most popular ones. I tend to favor the Real Techniques beauty sponge, and just for a few reasons. I like the size. It's definitely larger than the beauty blender. Also, I feel that it's a lot softer. And then the last thing is I feel like it stays damp a lot longer, so it really helps me move the product around, especially under your eyes. So some of the things to note, I don't typically use a beauty sponge to apply my foundation. I use it to apply concealer under my eye, highlight, and bake underneath my eye. One of the other things that I use the beauty sponge for is to set my foundation. This technique works for me. I have extremely oily skin, so it is very difficult for me to keep makeup on all day. I tend to separate right in the T-zone area. No matter the primer, the foundation, it just always happens. So by the end of the day, my makeup is completely separated and it just is not a good look. So when I started to set my foundation with the beauty sponge, it just really kind of kept everything together. Yesterday I didn't have any beauty sponge with me. I just had a brush, and so I set my whole face with that brush, and by the end of the day my makeup was completely gone right in this area. I would love to hear how you guys use your beauty sponges. Maybe I can get some ideas. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I typically do is I run the beauty sponge under the faucet, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna go ahead and dunk it in some water. So let's go ahead and do this one. And then just kind of squeeze it, and then you'll feel it expand, and you'll feel it get a little bit softer. So once that's done, you just kind of squeeze the excess out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use a towel and just kind of squeeze whatever is left so that it's not drenched. You just want it damp. So then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do the same thing with the beauty blender. So now you can see that they're a little bit bigger. I've already primed my face, so I'm just going to go in with the foundation. So typically I do not use the beauty sponge to apply my foundation. I use a brush, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and use the beauty sponge. So for this half of my face, I'm going to use the Real Techniques beauty sponge, and then for this half of my face, I'm going to use the beauty blender. Today I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus cream. When I apply my foundation, I just kind of bring the foundation down like this. On this side, I'm going to use the Real Techniques sponge. And then you just kind of dab and just move it down, dab, just kind of flick of your wrist. This is how I apply my foundation. So I just dab it. This is what the beauty sponge kind of looks like. So I feel like, you know, it just absorbs way too much product for foundation, and the foundation is expensive, so that's why I feel like a brush works a little bit better for me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side with the beauty blender. So now that I have both sides finished, I'm going to go ahead and conceal some of my spots. I use a brush to conceal, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, so I will be right back. Okay, so I had to conceal some of my brown spots, and I have a pimple up here somewhere. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply some concealer and highlight under my eye. Today I'm going to use the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, and I'm going to highlight under my eyes with this. So I'm going to apply it to my fingertip and then just kind of put a couple of swipes down, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it out with my beauty sponges. So let's do this side first. And then I'm just going to go ahead and blend out underneath my eyes. And so I'm going to go down in a triangular shape, and then whatever is left over on my sponge, I just kind of put it on my eyelid and just kind of buff it around. So now I just use the other side and just kind of go over the area just to make sure that everything is blended. Now I'm going to do the other side with the Beauty Blender. And I thought this was a really good concealer to use because it's extremely thick. So it takes a little bit more effort to blend. And so already I'm feeling as though the Beauty Blender is not as damp. And I feel like it maybe tugs against my skin a little bit too much. But in the end, I do feel like they give me the same results. This one retails at $20. You can get this one for about $6. So I'm all about saving money. Now that I have both of my eyes concealed, I'm going to set underneath my eyes with the Ben Nye Neutral Set. So I just pour a little bit in my palm. And then just make sure to tap out anything in the crease. And then I just put the tip, just like this. And then just apply it where you have the concealer. So in the inside corner, it just kind of follow it down in a V shape, and then to the sides. So I'm going to do the same with the other side. Now I have it both under my eyes. I'm going to set the rest of my face with the beauty sponges. So I'm just going to pour some more in the palm of my hand. And then just pick some up. And then I just apply it. And then now I'm going to do the other side with the Beauty Blender. Now I'm just going to wipe the excess powder from underneath my eyes. And then what I do is I go over it with the fluffy brush just to remove any excess powder. Okay, so that's it. So that's typically how I use the beauty sponges, minus, applying my foundation with it. But setting under my eyes and setting my foundation is really what I use the beauty sponge for. So let me know, what your tips and tricks are, because I would love to learn some new techniques. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time. Kind of weird because light was like super light. Yeah, forget it. Minus the applying the foundation. Okay, so that's it. So that's typically my